Good morning, evening, or afternoon, everybody. It's Kaghoe coming at you with another video. So today we are going to be exploring the mountain biome. Now, the mountain biome is definitely the most hazardous biome, I'd say, sheerly because of the weather. Now, the weather here is frozen, which sort of prevents you from just going here really early and getting super lucky. However, it is very, very possible to do that. I mean, we can go into detail about that, but it would skip ahead. But essentially, after you kill Bone Mass, he drops an item called a Wishbone, and now this will detect treasures. In the swamp, it will detect muddy piles, which I wouldn't really worry about. I would definitely still find dungeons because you're wet and you're underwater to mine them, and it's just a pain in the butt to do it. Not a great source of iron at all. But if you've depleted, I guess, every single dungeon and source of iron near you, then it could be something that you might want to look into, but I would not recommend it. So what I try to do here is keep my Wishbone as well as my belt on my bar, because here when you put on the Wishbone, you cannot sense them. Now, normally, once you're in the mountain thing, you will start to get cold, and you will start to freeze to death. However, there is gear in this game that will give you frost resistance. So a Lockscape is one of them. It's 6 Lox hide, which you can get from killing 3 Loxes. They spawn in the plains. They're pretty hard, but if you just kite them with a bow, pretty easy to kill. I'd recommend doing this as soon as you can. Sort of probably settle on the edge of a mountain in the plains biome, because that is going to be your best way to do it. And now a little trick here in order to climb up a mountain is if you stamina. If you sprint and spam spacebar, you'll jump and it'll consume your stamina, and then you can sort of land on rocks and things that are up here in order to climb on top of the mountain. Now, if you do not have a Lockscape or kill them, what you can use is Frost Resistance Mead. It'll give you 10 minutes of Frost Resist up here, and then you can look for the unique mobs as well as the unique resources. So the unique mobs here are drakes and wolves. Wolves drop wolf hide, and if you combine that with silver, here's a wolf right here, they actually hit pretty hard, so you got to be careful with that. But if you combine that with silver, you can make some pretty nice wolf gear that also is frost resistant. So you can go about it that way, whatever way you desire. Then we come to the unique rocks here. There is only one really, and that is Obsidian. Now, Obsidian is a great alternative to arrows, but if you took my suggestion and spawned in the plains, you're going to be getting a ton of needles from killing all of those obnoxious mosquitoes, so you will get a bunch of needle arrows. But this is what Obsidian looks like. It's rocks that have these cracks in them, and then you can sort of mine them to get it, and then it'll teach you Obsidian arrows, and that's really the only use that I have found for it at the moment. So we're coming up here, and this is a little outpost that we sort of found and dug around. This was where a silver deposit was. This is pretty much the extent to where you will find it. My Wishbone would be beeping, but we have already gotten this one, so it will not beep for us there. But they're pretty large deposits, and I would definitely recommend building your base as close as you can in the plains to a mountain area, because these silver deposits are nice. So as you saw that green beep right there, that sort of indicates that silver is somewhat near me. So what you do is you just follow the beeps, and the closer you get is where you can find silver. So right here is a silver vein. It's really big, and you know, they are pretty difficult to mine. An iron pick is the best pick that you have, but yeah, it is what it is with that. I would definitely recommend getting a decent amount. And then this is the item that you are going to need to fight the dragon boss Modir. You're going to need 3 dragon eggs, and these dragon eggs weigh 200 pounds a piece. However, once you find Modir, you can bring an egg to his place and you put it on a pedestal, so they do stay there until you summon them. So you can do it one at a time. With the belt and essentially nothing else, you are able to carry 2 eggs because you have 450, so as long as your gear doesn't weigh 50 pounds, you should be fine with that. Now, these little stone structures usually inhabit some skeletons, and that's where we found the stone that shows where Modir is. And now, most importantly, there are stone golems here. They are pretty tough to kill. They look like rocks. as you can see, even with my really good gear, I'm only hitting him for 20s with my arrows, so it's pretty tough to kill them, and they do hit very hard. They drop crystals, which to date I have not found what to do with those. Like, I do not know what you can make with crystals as of yet. It didn't learn any recipes, and I've pretty much touched every item in the game, I believe, for the most part. So if anyone knows what to do with those, please let me know in the comments below, and I'd be happy to sort of relay that information. But what I'm looking for is sort of these drakes I mentioned. They spawn around those nests, but after you kill Modder, they may not spawn as frequently, but they fly around and they just shoot icicle blasts, and you need to get their head in order to make the next tier helmet. The heads are pretty rare. We only got 3 in the entire time we spent in the mountains. I will say Modder is pretty much a joke of a boss, really. Like, you might be able to just skip this tier altogether, and go straight to the plains tier and get the best gear in the game, which is padded stuff. And that stuff is so easy to make because it just takes iron and linen, and you'll get linen from making the spinning wheel after you kill Modder. So I'll go into more details with that on the plains biome, but honestly, like, what you use, Bone Mass was so much more difficult for us, mainly because of the constant poison aura that he has, as well as using as well as having to use the poison resist meads, and even still we had to heal multiple times, so it was kind of way more difficult, I'd say, than Modder. Modder just flies around. You use the frost res pots. She does hit hard with her icy blast, but it's pretty easily dodged, and she takes a lot more damage from bows than Bone Mass does by a ton. So, you know, if you have Bone Mass's ability, you're using bows with either Obsidian or needle arrows, you should not have a problem with Modder. We're headed down there. That is for summoning Perch, and that's pretty much where you put the eggs, and then she's just a dragon that flies around. I suppose, given where you are, is what you can sort of run into, and that is a drake right there, so we will go try to kill this. They aggro pretty far away, but, you know, 3 arrows will kill them, but you gotta watch out for those blasts. They do a decent amount of damage. I'm not really having my best food with me, and I fell down the mountain, so I was actually kind of worried that I might die right there. But anyway, we did kill that, and then it drops frozen glands, which could be used for frost arrows, which slow on hit. Right now, silver is great for killing undead things. They do get a bonus. I made a Frostnir, which you have to get so a decent amount of silver. Is a unique sort of, I guess, legendary weapon. It freezes them on hit, so I do use it occasionally and find it really helpful for killing undead, but it's not really anything too, like, amazing for you to get. At night in the mountain, the boss, there's like werewolves that spawn that do a leap attack that will mess you up. It does like 50 to 60 even with some of the best armor in the game, so please be careful of that. But the mountain district really isn't too, it's obnoxious, but I would honestly recommend, after you kill Bone Mass, if you have Frost Resist piece or just one of them, and you've upgraded your iron gear pretty good, you could probably kill Modder just like that. Like, Bone Mass is so much harder than Modder. It's like, you might even I hate to say this, but you probably could kill Modder before Bone Mass, and just skip silver and the treasure finder. That, I don't know, I haven't tried that yet, I haven't played around with that, but I mean, Bone Mass's ability is really good, I'll say that. But, like, if you had 6 frost res meads and you came up here right after Bone Mass, you could probably kill the dragon if you found those 3 eggs, summoned it, if it's close to you or whatever. Definitely something to consider, because we went about the silver route and we replaced it as soon as we got to this padded gear. It's really good. It has over 30 armor on each piece, and it's kind of insane if you ask me. But Anyway, guys, that's it for the mountain district. Sort of my tips, things that you want to know. I haven't really found any unique trees up here. They're just fir trees. Great for farming the seeds if you want them, but I would recommend beech because fir trees stumps are a pain in the butt to get rid of because you have to pickaxe them instead of axe them, depending on your height level for your farms. But anyway, guys, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. It truly means a lot to me. If you happen to find anyone that you know would also benefit from watching this video, please share it with them. It helps me out a ton and allows me to keep doing what I love every single day, and that is gaming and sort of helping people any way that I can. So finally, thank you so much, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Goodbye.